Hi everybody, Malice here with another video, and in this one we're going to be covering a very broad subject, and well, it's pretty much an age-old question when starting Warhammer 40,000. Which army do I pick? Now, there's a few ways you can go about this, and during the course of the next few minutes in this video, I'm going to outline what I look for if I was picking a Warhammer 40,000 army. So the first thing I would look at is, well, the lore. Reading up some of the backstories and such about the various factions within the game. Does any of that appeal to me? Do any of the stories stick out? Do any of them gel with me? Any of the significant characters they mentioned, do they jump out at me in any particular way? Did it click with me as a whole? Stuff like that. But when it comes to reviewing the lore aspect, I suppose you look at it the same thing as if you're looking at a book, really. Am I liking the overall direction? Do I like the stories being told? Do I like the characters that I'm being introduced to during the course of these pieces of lore? So it's very much in that regard the same way. The second thing is, well, and probably the most important thing, so you could probably argue the first, that is the actual miniatures themselves. Do I like the look of them? Because you're going to be there painting a lot of them, so if you don't like how they look, then you're onto a loser straight away, because you're not going to enjoy the hobby process with them of building the miniatures, painting them, getting ready to field them in games. So that's the whole process. Do I like the miniatures? Do they speak to me on an artistic and visual level? That I would probably say is the most important thing, which ties into another one, painting. Will I enjoy painting these miniatures? Can I go hog wild with whatever colour scheme I can think of? Or in the case of Space Marine chapters, using an example, am I locked into this colour scheme if I want to play this particular chapter? Or, like I've mentioned, can I go hog wild with colour combinations? So, can I, for example, take inspiration from other IP with the paint jobs of my miniatures? So, some of the best 200 armies, for example, I've seen a naturally very alien race, but some of the ones I've seen that have been inspired by the Aliens franchise are absolutely stunning. Not easy to pull off, but they look visually stunning. But I've also seen, using Tyranids again, inspired by markings on beetles and other insects, or even frogs, with some of their various weird and wonderful markings. So the models and the painting kind of tie under the same banner. And then becomes the next thing, and that is actually the rules themselves. Now, this varies with people. You'll have competitive sorts who'll play a lot of tournaments of like, yeah, I want an army that has really hot rules. I want the best of the best. I want to make every point count. I don't really care about the lore. The models are just there. All I care about is the rules. Is this going to win me games? Will it win me tournaments? And so on. And then you have other people that are like on the more casual to low competitive end, a bit like myself, who are just like, right, good rules are nice. I would like to win some games, I would like to do well in games, but I don't want to sacrifice visual appeal and aesthetics and overall love for the faction as a price for pure game performance. I don't want to do that. I want to have my cake and eat it, realising realistically it's never really works out that way, but still, it's a scenario you want in most things. You want the visuals, you want the story, you want the visuals, you want the OP experience, you want the whole package, you want the proverbial cake and you want to face plant it. It doesn't really work like that in 40k, but there's more than a few factions where you can have kind of a happy mix of all of it. But with luck, but obviously it's subjective, as is storytelling and aesthetics is subjective to each individual. I mean, I myself play Necrons and Custodes, named because, and it ticks all of the boxes I've mentioned. I like the lore. Granted, I did have some issues when the Necron lore was first retconned with 4th edition, maybe through up until about 7th I started softening to the new Necrons, as us old grognard Necron players call it. Because if you can, do yourself a favour, read the lore of the 3rd edition Necron Codex. It is. And then we have Custodes. Well, I'm a person who likes small model count armies. And you don't really get much smaller model counts than Custodes. But I also love their miniatures, same as the Necrons. I love their lore. Granted, there's a bit of hullabaloo with some of the lore in the new Custode Codex, but we shall come to that another time when I talk a bit more about that codex in future videos, so watch this space. So, yeah, when it comes to my personal choices of Necrons and Custodes, I like the lore, I like the models, and because I like the models, I'll enjoy painting them. And in turn, I like the rules of them, although I have questions and a few issues about the latest Custodes Codex, which again I will touch in a future video. But yeah, that's personally how I would go about the process of choosing what army to start in Warhammer 40,000. But what about yourselves? What criteria or anything do you have when it comes to choosing a Warhammer army? As always, drop what you think in the comments below, and until the next video, I shall see you later. Bye!